Oh my god, let's try
Did you
something.
see what happened on TV
Oh
last
yeah, I
night?
always watch.
Oh my god.
It's so fun. It was so
Yeah,
good.
I watched that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hi
Hi
guys,
guys, I'm Stevie,
and I'm Selena, and this is
Twin
Twin Talk.
and it is Halloween night, week 6 on Dancing with the Stars. How'd you feel about it, Teely?
I mean, for this season, I loved it. I will say that I do feel like this season is a little lackluster compared to some of the last seasons. The last couple of seasons, they've just had this really, really amazing competition. But also, maybe that is because there's so many not new people, but so many of the pros that we know and love are gone. So I guess it's just a different vibe. It feels a little bit more old school Dance with the Stars, or
Yeah.
maybe a bit more like right when Dancing with the Stars kind of became on the cusp of being more young and new and like really hardcore doing these amazing dances with acrobatic feet. So I don't know. I'm not trying to compare it to years past because I do think that the people that are here are obviously talented. I mean, you they a lot of these people are making what they're doing look easy, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm trying not to compare it. I definitely have thought that seasons in the past have been more exciting and better, but obviously it's my favorite show. Did you enter the Wish competition?
I went to go do it, but how do I do it?
I'll
What do I do?
I'll help you because
Okay,
bitch,
help
we
me.
have to win 4
Teal,
tickets to see the finale. This is our chance.
Helena, I had a premonition when I heard that they were doing it. I saw our literal lives of going to Dancing with the Stars flash before my eyes.
I literally did too. I was like, this is it. Like, I
Is
just
it.
felt it in my soul.
So yeah, so remind me, I will do it today. Can we enter more than once? Like, what's the dealio?
I don't know. I have to look into that. I just entered the once. I think you can only do it once.
Okay.
I
I mean, I'll
and
enter
I
from every email account I have, which is a lot.
Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe I'll do that too. I don't have that many and I don't know how to log in, but I got to do it. Cuz yeah, that would just be so freaking awesome and somebody has to win. Might as well freaking be one of us.
Yeah. Who would we take? Who's the 2 other people we're taking?
Brady and Natalie?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That
Because
makes sense because you watch
I
with
watched
Brady
Dancing
and
with
Natalie
this
watches because of us.
right.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this too. I was like, who would we take? Who would we take? Um, and I feel like
Brady and Natalie have never met, right? I don't think
I
they've ever
don't
met.
know. No, I
I
don't
think they
think
would
so.
get along, but I was just like
Oh no,
thinking like,
they met when I was in California and Natalie picked me up from Disneyland.
yes, yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. Okay, so they do know each other a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody
Oh my
knows each
gosh. So
other.
guys, send us your good luck juju because like this would literally be our
Yes.
dream.
Oh my god. All right,
This would be
everybody
the
that's watching,
best.
please pray for us that we can go see the finale.
Somebody's gotta win.
Somebody has to win, might as well be us. Yay, that'd be so amazing.
I
So
know.
so let's get right into it.
Yeah.
I loved their little beginning episode with the backup dancer auditions. They had, I don't know who played. I'm assuming the mummy was played by Emma.
Um,
That seemed like Emma's voice to me. The
oh
werewolf
yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah,
headless
yeah.
horseman. I don't
Uh-huh.
know who that was.
I have no idea, but I loved it. I love the creativity
Yeah.
that they've been having. I'm thinking that has to do something probably with Derek and Julianne, but who knows?
Who knows?
I love the Skull Disco Ball,
Yo,
obviously.
I was just about to say that. I fucking loved the Halloween disco ball this year.
So freaking good. I mean,
So
they always come in clutch with the disco ball.
yes.
I thought
This is-
Julianne looked so
Oh,
beautiful.
oh my god, she
It
looked
wasn't
great.
overdone. That's something that I really loved about the costumes just in general. Um, is that I felt like everybody looked spooky and Halloweeny, but sometimes it's just a lot and then people trip over their costumes or they
Mhm.
get like caught up and stuff. And
Yeah.
I thought the costume design did a great job this year. I think
Costumes
Carrie
fun.
Ann looked freaking phenomenal. She
Yeah.
always does.
Uh-huh.
I thought Niecy Nash,
Yeah.
looked
She did.
amazing.
She looked great in that red dress.
Yeah, once again, she was a guest she wasn't a guest judge again. Niecy Nash was a guest judge, and once again, the guest judge came in clutch.
Yes, I thought she was a great judge. She gave good criticism. I mean, she was on Dancing with the Stars before, so
Yeah,
she sort of, knows what the judges are looking for because she was on the other side of the board. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, like I felt like she gave good advice. I felt like I agreed with her with a lot of things, and
yeah,
she scored for the most part. She scored fairly. Sometimes you
yeah.
score fairer than the judges.
Oh, I agree 100%. So
Yeah,
I'm really liking having these celebrity guest judges. It doesn't need to happen every single episode.
well, I
Because I
think it
know that
is.
next week is
Paula Abdul.
Paula Abdul. I was gonna say Janet Jackson. I was like, that's not right. Um, which makes sense because next week is music video night and I'm freaking the fuck out.
I know. I told you. I texted you, and I was like, "You're gonna love next week's theme."
Yeah, and I was gonna text you back and I was like, it's late because I had to start it late and
I'm
vote
assuming
early.
they're going to do. I know. I'm assuming they're going to do not like the exact replica of choreography from music videos, but like an ode or like like a little section or something. And I wonder what music videos they're going to do. I mean, Paula Abdul is guest judging, so I don't know if that means that they're going to do focus more on like the 80s,
That's the
90s.
vibe I got.
That's
Like
the vibe I got too.
I got like an 80s, 90s music video vibe.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
But that's the thing is like the music videos in the 80s and 90s were the best.
Oh,
I
they're
just
so
love
good.
them. But who knows? Because there's a lot of bright and poppy things. I actually have no idea what to expect. I don't think they've ever done this
Theme
theme
before.
before.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of really iconic music videos. With that being said, I hope they don't do something like Thriller because we just had Halloween Night.
Yeah, I
So
think they'll probably stray away.
I think so too. But there has been those times where I'm
Do
just
they even have the rights to Michael Jackson music? Like they have to have the rights to the music. I mean, well, Disney owns everything, but I don't think doesn't Michael Jackson have a whole thing where like nobody owns his music, but that's why like you can't play like on certain things and stuff. Was
well,
it
I
that
know
a thing, or is that Prince?
that's Prince.
Yeah.
Prince's music was all tied up with stuff and he couldn't perform. That's why at the Super Bowl he like never performed his own songs and we were like, what is happening? And that's when we
Yeah.
found that out.
Yeah.
Which I don't know much about, but I just know I read something about his music. But speaking of music, you know what song they didn't do a cover of last night was Toxic.
Toxic. They didn't do a
Which
cover of it.
Yeah, which I was okay with, even though I love the song. I do feel like they do it a lot during the season. And for the most part, I did like all the music. There was one song, which I'll get to, that I was like, absolutely fucking not.
Interesting. I'm excited to hear what that is.
Yep. I don't know. There was just something about it. And I don't know if, it's chaotic in this house right now with everything going on. So sometimes I feel like I can't just, and I didn't watch it with Brady and Margaret last night, but that
Mhm.
even comes with its own challenges because, I love watching Dancing with the Stars with them, but there's a lot going on,
Yeah, like when we watch, we talked about this last week. When we watch, we stop, we pause, we discuss,
Yeah.
we go back, we watch, and that's
We
what
never miss a second. We never miss
never
a
miss a
second.
second. Not even a second. That's what we always say. Not
Yep.
even a second.
Not even a second.
I miss
And
you.
And but in the situation I'm in right now, sometimes it's kind of hard just to like relax into it, or I don't have DVR, and sometimes Disney Plus, watching on Disney Plus isn't reliable, and
Yeah.
so it is a little, I am watching it in a different way,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's not necessarily a way I prefer, but it's a temporary thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Well,
sorry.
Allie, we'll be watching live.
Fuck yeah, we will. And we'll be seeing it from a whole different fucking point of
I
view.
know. And the finale is
Yeah.
what? December 2nd?
December 5th.
December 5th. December 5th. Yeah.
So our tickets that we're gonna win, Stevie,
Mhm.
are for December 4th through December 5th, flying us and 2 more people out to LA, putting us up in a room. We're gonna go see Dancing with the Stars. Bitch, we gotta get some outfits.
I know. And they gotta be disco ball-y. I'm
gotta be
gonna
disco
dress
ball.
up like a fucking disco ball. End of
Oh,
story.
100% correct. Yay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get into it, because I think I do have a lot to say, maybe.
I do too. First, before we even get into the dances, I just want to elaborate about the costumes. I loved the judges' outfits, costumes, whatever you want to call it. I mean,
Yep.
like you said, the costume department is on point this year. I love Bruno's spiky jacket with that see-through underneath. Derek looked, with the raven, very Edgar Allan Poe-esque.
Mhm.
Niecy looked nice. Carrie and Arba, whatever the fuck was going on with her, like Princess Ghost, earthly queen,
Ice Queen.
ice queen, like whatever. I loved it all. So first
Yeah.
was Jason and Daniela. They did
Mhm.
a temporary routine by Zombie, or not by Zombie, to Zombie rather. They got straight nines last week. They got straight nines this week. The choreo was really cool. Like in the
Amazing.
beginning, Danielle always has great choreography. Like it's rare when she doesn't have good choreography because she is a great choreographer.
Yeah.
But you can definitely tell he's not as strong as the other men in the competition because he struggled lifting her.
Yeah, so I mean,
He struggled with those lifts. He did. He did.
I don't
love him,
know.
but he did.
I guess so, a little bit, when especially, well, here's the thing, what's hard too is I mean, I freaking love the dance. I had chills. I was so excited, but also I had come in with so much excitement and hyper off a candy bar from Halloween, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh," and I was so excited. And then when the judges started talking and they were like, "Well, it's not your best," or whatever they're saying, I was like, "What?" I loved it, but I think I do get carried away with like the choreography and the excitement, and
Mhm.
after I watched, the rest of the show, I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't have necessarily the strength
Yeah.
that he needs to have for all of those lifts and stuff, but at the end of the day, he's an amazing dancer, and I think he's a good human, and I love Daniela's choreography, and I loved the dance.
Mm. Me too. I think Bruno said it best. He said it was a mini gothic drama. And I was like, yes, it told a story. It was interesting. Um, it was a good fucking dance. I mean, that song, the cover was awesome. That song is just a great song. It's one of those
But-
songs that's like toxic to me. Like I love any cover of that song. It's just a good
Oh,
song.
well, my thing is one of the judges said that um it it lacked energy, or it dropped energy, but to
Mhm.
me that was part of almost the character of the routine.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So I don't know, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but I feel like one of the reasons maybe why I did love the dance so much, and even this whole entire night, why on Halloween night I don't necessarily look at the the
The technique, you look at the acting.
as much as, like, this is the night I want to see you get into a character.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like everybody did that.
Yeah, and and it was so funny because he sort of stayed in character all through, the skybox and judging talking points and stuff.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I feel like if if there are certain aspects that you're judging every week, like this week we're judging technique, this week we're judging hold, this week we're judging storytelling, whatever the case may be, artistry, like Halloween night is the night to judge storytelling,
Yeah.
or last week, which is most memorable year.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
anyway, he got straight nines.
Mhm.
It's a great way to start off.
Yep.
Okay, so Allison and Sasha went next. They did a paso doble to that Twilight song. I can't remember the name of it. It's like Supernova Girl or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Every time I hear that song, I just think Twilight because
Mhm.
it's like really famous from there. Um, I didn't think it was as good as last week's, but it was better than it was her second best dance, I would say.
Well, yeah, and it's a different dance, and like she's come so far. I just like feel like I'm a proud mom
Yeah.
or something because I feel like she really has worked incredibly hard. I loved the choreography.
Yeah, I did
Um,
too. I love the clap section. It was really fun. It was clean.
well,
She,
that's the thing is like the beginning and that clap section. Um,
yeah, the
Everything
clothes.
was perfect about it. But once again, there's just some sort of finesse that she just doesn't
You know what
have.
it is?
What?
It I feel like there's lots of preps between moves. I feel like she does a section and then she does another section and then she does a section. It's not seamless from one section to the next. That's what I've been noticing.
I think that with lots and lots of practice, um, she could she could transform herself into a decent dancer, but you just don't have that time here.
Yeah.
But the leaps and bounds she has made, I'm happy for
Yeah.
because I was ready, even though I think she's so sweet and she's
Yeah.
cute as a button, I was ready for her to be out of the competition a while ago. I felt the
Yeah.
same
Beauty
about
and the Beast. And then
Mauricio,
she
and I
came
was
back.
happy that Mauricio stayed.
Yeah.
And so we'll get to like, who went home and if we're happy or excited or upset,
Mhm.
but I'm not mad that she has still been in this competition because she is giving me something new every single week, and I do like seeing her progress, and I feel
Yeah.
like this season is definitely more about watching people progress almost from the bottom, getting better,
Yeah, I agree.
um, because I don't feel like we have any, like, really, really strong dancers like Charlie D'Amelio or JoJo who are this just it's crazy to watch because they're 10s from the beginning and then they still keep getting better.
There. Yeah. We don't have
Um,
anybody like that this season. You're right.
yeah.
So there's
So
something very endearing about it to see
yeah.
all the progress. It's a different Dancing with the Stars, and I'm here for it. I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
Um, I I have two things to say.
Okay.
There was something about that shirt that like I loved the way it just fit on her, like with the
Yeah.
cuff and then like sort of like I don't know, like I just thought like that shirt looked so nice on her, and it looks like she's lost weight. Like
I'm sure she
she,
has. Well, like
she looks
even
she looks fit. Like she looks like she has gained muscle and she has gotten physically stronger.
I think so too. I think even Sasha was saying that, she's there an hour earlier ahead of everybody else and she's getting ready. And I feel like she's a Richard
Jennings.
Jennings where, you know, she puts in the work, but she doesn't brag about it. Like nobody
Silently
knows.
puts in the work. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And I think she's probably the hardest worker there.
Oh, without a doubt, she's the hardest worker there. Without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just loved the way that outfit looked on her. I loved the way that shirt like sort of fell and the skirt.
I will say the teeth sometimes during her performance made her look scared.
Yeah,
That was
if you have those
that was
teeth
my
in like that, you're just always like,
yeah, the teeth were throwing me off a little bit because it took a little bit away from the performance for me because instead of looking scary, she looked scared
interesting.
to me, but that's just such a little bit of, tidbit
Yeah.
information.
She was a vampire. She had to have the fangs,
Oh yeah, totally.
So she got 3 7s and an 8 from Bruno.
Yeah,
And
first
this
date.
was her first 8, right?
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yep.
good on her. I think the dance itself was probably a straight 7 dance,
Mhm.
but I think that she deserved the 8 just for the pure fact that she does work really hard and she has grown so much. So I'm okay with her having an 8.
Me too.
Totally okay.
Me too.
Okay, next.
Sochi and Val were next.
Contemporary.
They're my top right now.
Oh,
Well,
they're my top, and my only complaint about this dance was it felt really short.
yeah.
That's my
Yeah,
only
I
complaint.
mean,
It was not long enough.
yeah, it wasn't well, it never is when they're so good. And the choreography was amazing. There might have been just a hair of a moment where I was like, did she trip? And she must have because something I guess happened with her ankle.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but the choreo was so good.
Oh
This
God,
was
the
another
ragdoll
dance that
beginning.
had chill bumps. And I was surprised she didn't at least get another 10. She got 3 9s and a 10.
Yeah, I mean, I think the judges were trying to be a little bit harder tonight because we are halfway through the competition.
Mhm.
The 10 was from Nisi. So not to say that the guest judges' votes aren't valid, but they're not as valid as the pro judges who know ballroom dancing.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I mean, she got 3 9s and a 10.
Mhm.
She must have rolled her ankle or done something, but she came out and did the second dance and she looked completely fine. So it must have
Yeah.
passed. Sometimes you just get like a pain or something and then you ice it and
It's
it
like
fucking
when you
goes
stub
away.
your toe and you're like, "This is it." Like, the pain is
And
never gonna
cut
go
it off.
away, and then 2 minutes later, you're like, "Oh, yeah, I just stubbed
That
my toe. I
happens.
totally forgot
Yeah,
about that."
exactly. So who knows what happened? I'm sure we'll see it in the news, talking about it or whatever. But I mean, well deserved.
Yeah.
Next was Harry and Riley. They did an Argentine tango.
I
Um,
love the Argentine tango.
That's my favorite dance.
I love
And
it. Well, yeah, and the
the
Roomba.
Argentine tango and the Roomba. I mean, I just fucking love it.
Yeah.
But in his whole package was about people sending him hate mail or like Instagram posts or whatever. And
He really did seem to take it to heart and be very
he's a very emotional guy.
He's a very emotional guy. And it I'm stuck in between when are you when when is it the truth hurts and when is it people are just being mean? Because
Exactly.
the thing is last week Riley did dance around him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fact. That's not being mean.
Yep.
That's fact. But I will say I am proud of him. I mean, he danced.
Yeah, he did. I mean, not particularly well, but I mean, there was a lot more
Unfortunately the
content to
weakest
him.
link. He's unfortunately the weakest link in the competition right now.
Mhm.
Once again, I freaking give him props. He's probably shitting his pants out there. He just seems like so scared. Like, I think this is really cool of him that he's doing this. And anybody that does the show, I feel like I'm just like, wow, I can't imagine how hard this show must be.
Yeah.
So I am proud of him. I think he is trying.
Mm-hmm.
But and this time there was content and he did dance, so I was happy with that.
Yeah.
Is his butt still out? Yes.
But
Is his
I said his
really
butt,
flat?
his butt's
Yeah.
just always sticking out.
The lifts are cool, but I felt like he still was sometimes dropping her out of the lift. Like he could easily get her into the lifts, and then when he was doing the lifts, I was like, oh, he's strong. But then when he was coming out of it, it almost felt like he was stumbling. It was never smooth.
Yeah, he doesn't have any finesse. Like, yes, he has the strength, of course. He's 6'4" and you can, iron a shirt on his fucking abs. But
Yeah.
he has no finesse when it comes to going in and out of the dance moves. He's another one that I feel like it's like, okay, and now we're gonna do this lift.
Yeah.
Okay, now we did the lift. Okay, now we do a dance. And now we do a lift. Like it's very like there's no seamless prep.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the choreography was pretty cool. I loved the alien lights and the costumes and the set. Like the design was really cool. They didn't even look like themselves.
Oh my God.
They didn't even look like themselves.
Oh my God. I
so-
wouldn't be able to pick. I don't think I'd be able to pick him out of the crowd.
Oh no. I'm like, are these transplants? Like, are these really them?
Yeah.
Lindsay came in to help in their package.
Mhm.
It's always nice seeing her.
Yeah.
But Derek said, and I agree with him, and I think this is going to help with the prep too, that I was just talking about, is he needs to breathe. It's like he's holding his breath the entire time.
Yeah.
You can't dance like that. You have to breathe. So, I mean, the design was cool, but the dance once again fell a little short. Straight 7s.
Mhm.
Honestly, probably would have done straight 6s, but at this point, nobody's getting 6s. Like 7 is the lowest score.
Yeah.
Almost
You would have to
cool.
bomb. You would have to bomb.
Oh yeah.
And
you
at
would
the
have
end
to,
of the
like, block
day,
out, like,
at the end of the day, he got through the dance. He actually danced.
yeah, that's true.
And he did he didn't miss a step. I don't think like he did the moves.
did.
He just, I feel like he can't focus on connecting and doing this because he's so focused on learning the material. And that was something, going back to Allison, that was something Allison said, is she's like, it's becoming easier for me to learn the choreography now. I know his teaching style. I kind of know the way my body moves and how I learn from him now.
Mhm.
And so now I can learn faster and then
Yeah.
focus on other things.
Yeah, of course,
Or
totally.
I feel like maybe Harry's still stuck in, okay, I have to learn the dance moves and I can't embarrass myself. So I have to make sure every step is right, where he has to
Can't let
do
go.
that. And then he can't focus on the finesse or the
Yeah, yeah.
connectivity.
Yeah, he can't let go.
Yeah.
Yep. So straight 7s. Barry and Peta were next. They
Okay,
did a
what did you
Baby's
think?
Waltz. What? Okay.
What did you
Well,
think?
I have some thoughts about this one because first of all, I loved the concept. I loved the song. I loved the roses following in the middle of the dance. I loved at the end where they did the fake out and then she had the knife at his throat.
Mhm.
But I agree with Derek that it was almost too conceptualized and not enough dance.
Interesting, because I said I disagree with Derek.
Oh, really?
I don't know. For Halloween night,
Yeah.
I
well, yeah,
loved
you're right.
the dance. I loved the dance. I thought it was
did
one of
too.
Peta's best.
Best. I thought it was one of
There
Peta's
was
best
something
dances.
about Peta that I didn't think about her counting. I didn't think about
You know
her.
what it was? It was
What?
the camera angles. They did a lot of
And I
up-top
said,
camera angles,
and I
so you
said
couldn't
the
see her
camera.
mouth.
Yes. And I said the camera angles were perfect. It was, I think so far, those camera angles have been the best musicality wise with the dance. Those camera angles were just everything. Like they really made the dance. I thought Barry just had this, I just loved
He
watching
looked
him.
30 years younger with all that
Yeah.
like, makeup on and stuff.
Yes. Peta looked good. I didn't think about, I just got lost in the dance. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it was just the character, maybe it was Halloween. I don't know what it was, but for some reason I just loved the dance. And I think I do love Barry. And I think he brings like this old-timey finesse. And maybe he
Yeah.
reminds me of Len a little bit. You know, he's
Yeah.
older and you don't see a lot of older people on the show have finesse.
Yeah. They
And
usually
so,
get booted out. Like they stay for a couple of episodes because they're America's sweetheart. But
yeah,
then they eventually, leave third or fourth because they just can't keep up. But Barry can keep up. That's why, once again, it pisses me off that PETA treats him like he's incompetent
yep,
because he's not. He's not
yep,
incompetent.
yep. I freaking agree. I
Yeah.
freaking agree. I mean, he hit every single step. There was content.
Mhm.
I thought I loved the outfits. I loved the concept. I
Mhm.
loved the camera angles. Like, I really liked this dance
Mhm.
personally.
I did too.
So he got an 8.788.
Yeah, I would have given him all eights. And I do agree with Derek that I wish there was a little bit more dance content in it, but like you said, it didn't take away from the dance.
Right.
Like I loved the dance. I thought it was one of PETA's better choreography, and PETA looked gorgeous as Red Riding Hood.
Yeah. And I
Um,
felt like she was in it. Sometimes I feel like she's just,
she's
she's
like, oh
there.
my god, this is my job. I have to be here. Like,
Yeah, or like she doesn't have faith in her partner. And even in the package she was like, "Well, I think you can do this. You have a loyal fan base." And if somebody said that to me, I would be so freaking offended. I
yeah,
would be like,
she
"I want to be here because I have a fan base, but also because I'm a good dancer and I deserve to be here." I feel like, "Oh, well, just remind me to tell you my comment about the who got eliminated and who didn't
okay.
at the end because I have
Okay.
thoughts." Um, but anyway, and there was a few pros. I can't remember who else said that to their partner. I think maybe Sasha said it to Allison or something. But
Mhm.
it's just so offensive. It's like, that's not a compliment. Like, that's kind of mean. You're saying that you don't have faith in me and I'm not good.
Yeah.
I'm only here because of my fans.
Mhm.
That's not very fair.
Yeah, Barry's a better dancer than Harry, and for a really long time he was a better dancer than Mauricio too. I mean,
Yeah.
he is a better dancer than Mauricio, but Mauricio did come really far.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and honestly, Barry has more finesse than Allison. So
Well, Barry has finesse.
yeah, Barry has finesse. Like he just
Mhm.
naturally does. I wish we could have seen. Well, I mean, I could probably go back and just watch. He was in Pippin, like he was cast by Bob Fosse. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's footage of him out there when he was younger dancing. I should really go study it because I'm sure he
Yeah.
was phenomenal. All
Okay.
right, so next was Ariana and Pasha. They also did an Argentine tango.
Mhm.
First of all, that was a really interesting orchestra cover of Bad Guy.
Oh, yeah.
It was really cool. Um, I loved it and it felt contained, but in a good way.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Well, with Argentine tango, your like your body is here or whatever, but then your legs are like,
The beginning Balios were like amazing.
oh, the choreography was awesome. I love Pasha. I love Ariana. There was like two times where I feel like maybe I wish she would have maybe
Extended a bit
extended her
more.
leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like twice. Like, and I don't know. I was like, maybe it was just part of the choreography because she really did nail it. I mean, she has the legs for the Argentine tango. The choreo was authentic and amazing. And I mean, I do agree with Carrie Ann. She could win. She could win the
Yeah, I
competition.
mean it's between. I would be very surprised if it wasn't between who we've been saying for the last couple of weeks. It's going to be between
Yeah.
Jason, Sochi, and Ariana.
And I think at this point, Jason could get third. he is really good, and I do love watching him, but I think Ariana and Sochi have proven more to me so far than Jason has.
Well, at this point, it's sort of like somebody in the Danielle or Pasha household is gonna win. You know?
Totally.
Get that
Um,
money, babe.
but it's hard because like Daniela has one. I Pasha kind of deserves a win. He's always got shitty people, and he finally has somebody good.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of voting, and I love Sochi. Val's won a million times. Um, so I'm kind of rooting for Pasha, and I would not be mad if Ariana won. I mean,
I wouldn't
she's
either. Yeah. As long
yeah.
as all three of them get to be in the finale and do the final dance, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter who wins.
I'll be
you know?
happy, yeah.
So yeah, there was lots of content. They get 3 9s and a 10 from Bruno.
Mhm.
And Bruno was like, this was a traditional Argentine tango. Great job. I totally agree.
Mhm.
Then they did, which I knew was gonna come. After that, they did the whole Sasha scaring people package.
Oh, well, we gotta do our scores. So she went from 3/8 last week to
Oh.
3 9s and a 10 this
And
week.
this week. Yeah. So she did, and
I thought
yeah.
that she was gonna get like straight 10s because the judges were just like, oh my God, I thought at least Carrie Ann was gonna give her a 10.
Oh yeah, me too.
And then she got 3 9s and a 10. And I was like, wow, the judges. Bruno was taking his happy pills today. Bruno freaking loved it. Bruno was so nice.
Yeah.
He was giving good scores. The rest of the judges kind of scored a little bit harder than I thought they would, but I think it's fair. Halfway through the
Yeah.
competition, you can't be giving out too many 10s because then it feels like there's no room for
We'll see
growth.
10s next week.
Yeah.
We might see straight 10s next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then they did the package of which they do every Halloween, Sasha scaring people. And then it was funny because Allison got Sasha.
At the end. Yep.
She was
I
like,
loved it at the end. Too good. Too good.
It was really great.
Yeah. So, because I was like, when's the package happening?
Oh, I
Because
knew
we
it was
all,
going to happen at some point. I was really excited
yeah.
because I think it's funny.
Yeah. Lele and Brandon were next.
They did a Paso Doble.
Uh-huh.
The whole package was Brandon saying, drilling her, like, your feet need to be together, your feet need to be together. And guess what? Her feet weren't together. When she did her Paso Doble step, she was in a very lax neutral.
I feel like she took a step back.
Yeah.
The dance felt like a good dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
I hated, this is the song that I hated. I hated the cover of the song.
What song was it?
It was the I Want to Dance, 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 the Lady Gaga song, but the TikTok version.
The Bloody Mary. Yes, they did Bloody Mary.
And I just thought it was so fast, and it felt like the song itself felt chaotic, and the dance felt crazy. And I don't know. I don't feel like the song doesn't suit her because she already has kind of this chaotic energy that's hard for her to hone in.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was the only song where I couldn't get into the dance because I felt like the song was just pulling me when it needed to just be a little bit. I was like, whoa, like literally just take it two beats down, and we would have been okay. But I don't know, I was just so disappointed because I feel like she does work hard and I feel like she tries. She got a little sassy in that. Did you hear her when Brandon was like in the package? She was like, you told me to stay open, and then when we did it the next time you weren't open. And he was like, and then he said that's not true or whatever, because she was and I was like, ooh, there's like some tension there.
I just feel like she didn't. This is my problem with Lele now, is that she keeps sort of getting the same note. Like, you're not finishing your moves. There's no breath between your moves. Like, it's too chaotic. Like, hone yourself in a little bit. And every week she gets the same notes, and it's still not changing. So I need to see a big change in Lele next week.
Yep.
I need to see a big change.
Yeah, it's to the point where it's almost like I don't even care if you mess up if you're trying to do something different.
Yeah, if you're trying to work on what the judges are giving you.
Yeah.
She got 3 8s and a 9. I don't think she should have got the 9. I think it should have been a straight 8s.
I agree. I
Um,
agree.
but whatever.
Bruno's happy tonight, man.
Yep. Emma and Mauricio were next. They did an Argentine tango. They
Mhm.
had to dance in New York this week because he had a work event. It was so funny seeing, the LA dance studios compared to the New York dance studios, because I've been in these studios, man, the Pearl, stuff like that. And I'm just like, God, New York, put some paint on the walls, man. Like, these dance studios just look so grubby compared to the LA dance studios.
Yeah.
But whatever, that's just
Oh my God, look at my coffee cup.
what? Oh, Kitty said hi.
Did you see my coffee cup?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I thought it was funny that I didn't know he sold Michael Jackson's house, and he had a spooky incident with Michael's ghost. He said that he closed all the windows, he turned the stereo off, and made sure everything was locked down. And then when we went back the next day, all the windows were open, the stereo was playing. He was like, I knew the ghost of Michael Jackson was there. And I'm like, I'm sure he was.
I'm sure.
I'm sure he was. But once again, I don't know what it is about these contestants this year, but like nobody breathes when they dance. And once again, also with him, I'm like, oh my God, he's holding his breath. He's gonna pass out. Like, everybody take a breath, take a breath. It wasn't my favorite dance of his, but I think he did okay. But I agree with Bruno. I kept being like, oh, this is a paso. Like, I felt like he was dressed as a paso doble. I felt like the moves were more paso doble. And then Bruno came out and said it was more bull than cat. It was a paso doble. Like, you didn't do an Argentine tango. It had paso energy. The Argentine tango was sexy and like mysterious, you know what I mean? And the paso was like really strong and bull-like and fightery, and it had paso energy, man. I agree.
I agree. I think he's come such a long way, and he actually ended up having a hidden finesse that I never expected him to have after week 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, he needs to go home, and then he actually surprised me.
Yeah.
And I was happy he did, because it was last week he had the really good dance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
dance last week.
Yeah, I think he's come a long way, and he does have like this unique flair to him.
Yeah.
But I did need a little bit more, and I do agree with Bruno. And the dance itself was a little confusing with the style of it and not matching.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe that was a little bit of choreography, a little bit of costume, a little bit of attitude. But he got 3 8s and a 7.
And Niecy gave him a 7.
Niecy gave him a 7.
So she tried a little bit harder, but
yeah. So we'll talk about him later.
We'll talk about him. Charity and Artem did a jive. She's back at her normal bullshit.
I'm sorry, like I thought she had no energy.
But it felt like she was marking it. It felt like it was rehearsal.
And I was so prepared. I was like, I'm not going to be mean towards Charity. I know I'm hard on her. Like, I'm really hoping she brings it. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be, if it's good, I'm going to admit that it's good. But the thing was, and I loved the choreography. I thought it was so cute.
Yeah.
That song was cute. I loved there was content.
Yeah.
But it felt like she had no energy. And I feel like there was a little part at the end where maybe when they were doing the flick, she was a little behind.
And she wasn't wearing heels.
Niecy was, said she needed more power. She seemed tired. I know that the jive is hard, but it just seemed like she didn't care. Like, that was the energy I was getting from her. She
just didn't care.
Like, That's literally how I felt. And I don't know if
Yeah.
she was tired. I don't know if she was sick. But I don't know. There was this little moment because they got, she wanted to get straight tens. Well, honey, that wasn't a straight 10
No.
dance. Like, you did not have the attitude for a straight 10 dance. You did not give it your all. The jive, you have to have high energy. She had no energy. She did the moves and she did
Yeah.
them on time, which was surprising because she had no energy. She looked freaking awesome. And then it just fell so flat. And then
Yeah.
she got a 9-9 and Nisi gave her an 8.
8.
And then she got another 9. And when they got that 8, she looked like, how dare you? Like,
Yeah.
that makes no sense. Like,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, the dance seemed hard. I don't know if she deserved the 8 or not because I am biased and I don't know. You know how I feel about the Bachelorettes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There was just something in her attitude that felt so
Like, ew, like, fuck you.
ew. Yeah, when she got that 8, and I was just like, get that 8 then.
Yeah.
Did,
Yeah.
did you feel that way?
No, yeah, there was no energy, there was no bounce. I felt like I do agree that maybe she felt a little snippy when she got the 8 because maybe she felt like she didn't deserve that, but she has plateaued. I mean, I loved her dance last week. That was the first time I've actually seen her break out.
Mm-hmm.
So she went backwards to me. She went
Yeah.
backwards to me in this dance.
I think so too.
I think the 8 was well deserved.
Yeah.
That was well
Yeah.
deserved.
I agree. Yeah, there was something, and I don't know. Like I said, was she sick? Like, why am I making excuses for her? There was just nothing there, and like the dance was such like a silly skeleton dance, and I just felt like
Yeah.
she was like, and I'm like, where's that?
She marked it. She fucking marked it.
She marked it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So next was the Dance Monster-thon.
Mhm.
This is always fun when they do this because it's the
Ballroom.
most traditional they get to actual ballroom, like competition dancing. So the hustle was first, and in the hustle, they have to stay within their squares. And then they did the Charleston, and once you do the Charleston, you can move around the floor. It's about 4 minutes of dance.
Sorry, I just had a drink of my coffee and it had grounds in the bottom.
No!
Ugh. Sorry, go on.
Scary skeleton. And the judges call out, oh, this person, we want them out of the competition. It dwindles until there's one person left and they're the winner.
Yeah.
So in the hustle, Barry and Peta were the first out, and then Harry and Riley were the second out. Mauricio and Emma were the third out. Allison and Sasha were the fourth out, and Charity and Artem were the fifth out. So they all got out during the hustle.
Yeah, Barry and Harry got 1 point added to their scores.
Yep.
Mauricio and Allison got 2 points added to their scores, and Charity and Jason got 3 points added to their scores.
Then it was down to the Charleston where they could move around, they could use the entire stage. Jason and Daniela went home didn't go home, went off the floor next. Lily and Brandon left the next, and then Ariana and Pasha left, leaving Sochi and Val. Which I thought is really funny because even though I thought she did great and she had great energy, there was a moment during the hustle in the very beginning before, like, I'm pretty sure anybody had left, or maybe only 1 or 2 people left, where the camera went right to her and she fucked up. Like, she fucked up the dance moves and she made a face and whatever. So maybe the judges didn't see that because she was all the way over here.
Well, and I feel like it's not necessarily so much as fucking up as it is, what are you giving me? What are you expending? Because I remember last year, I can't remember.
She was the country singer.
Yeah, the country singer or whatever. And they were the last ones on the floor, and she didn't even notice. I got chills thinking about it. She was dancing for her fucking life.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "You're done," and she's just still going, and she's like, "We won?" Like, she did not pay attention to anybody in that ballroom. She was in it to freaking win it, and she did. I think that's why she won the dance-a-thon because she was just giving it her all, despite maybe she wasn't necessarily the best dancer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So,
she,
I mean,
she's like the
Sochi,
youngest
like,
in the competition. She has stamina.
yeah,
You know,
true.
she's running around doing Marvel movies. She has stamina.
Yeah.
Um,
So Lele and Ariana got 4 points, and then Sochi, who won, got 5 points. So these all got added on to their things to see if the scoreboard moved. I think Sochi was in first and stayed in first, and Harry was in the bottom and stayed in the bottom. So I'm not really sure about the middle part, what moved, what didn't, if the scores helped, if they didn't really
Yeah.
help. Because I think the scoreboard for the most part stayed the same, which doesn't surprise me. I wasn't I was expecting either Ariana or Sochi or Jason.
yeah.
I mean, they literally, for the most part, kind of filtered them out in the order that they probably should be filtered out
Yeah.
in the competition.
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part, in a sense.
Yeah.
It's not like Barry won the competition, or
yeah,
the monster, yeah.
Yeah. They tried to do a little Carrie reveal. They must have had rose petals left over from Peta's dance, and they were like, "What the fuck are we gonna do with this?"
I loved the reference, and I love the idea, but the petals only fell on Julianne. They didn't fall on them.
Yeah,
And I thought it was funny, but I thought it was a cute little ode. And
it was like a nice little Halloween.
At first, I was like, "Oh my god, are they gonna drop paint on her?"
Oh my god! At first, I was like, "Are they really doing this? Like, this is wild."
Yeah, I would be.
I was like seeing like Nickelodeon like slime time, but like red.
Red.
Just a rose petal. They definitely ordered too much. Like they accidentally ordered like a 5-pack instead of a 1-pack or something. They're like, "Fuck, what are we gonna do with all these roses?"
Yeah.
So then we get to the ending. Final 3: Allison, Harry, Mauricio. When
I was shocked.
You were shocked?
Maybe not because of fan base, but dancing wise, yeah.
Who do you think should have been in the bottom 3? Well, not 3? One of them is not in the bottom 3. That's the thing.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Is I personally think Harry should have gone home.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Mauricio did kind of have that breakout, and there is something about him that I do like watching. And so I wish that if he would have gone home, he would have gone home last week, because last week his dance was so good. He would have ended on that, where this week he had a good dance, but it wasn't what it was. So it sucks when you go home and you take a step back, where it's like Harry, he had such a better dance from last week. So I feel like this could have been a good week for him to move on out.
Yeah.
Even though I know he would have been sad, and but this is what I was going to say is I felt like I could see in Harry's face, like, oh, fuck. Because here's the thing, when you're not the strongest dancer and you are the weakest link.
Yeah.
And you want to be there so bad, but then you're struggling with the guilt of, do I deserve to be here?
Yeah.
So I think I feel bad for Harry, because it's like with Grocery Store Joe, but Grocery Store Joe just gave up because he was like, "Stop voting for me." Like,
he straight up told people, he was like, "Stop voting for me. Like, I'm not a good dancer."
Yeah, like he was like, "Guys, I love you. Thank you for being my fans, but just stop it." Where I feel like Harry actually does want to be there. More of like the Bobby Bones feel, where even though Bobby Bones like kind of like pulled it together, even though he wasn't, not whatever.
Bobby Bones was a better dancer than Harry.
Yeah, but I do feel bad for Harry, because I can only imagine the joy he must be feeling for being able to have another week and possibly not even being in the bottom. We don't know. He could fucking be.
You know what?
Place, and we have no idea.
Bachelorette has such a big fan base, and Harry was on all those shows, and not only like not the Bachelorette, but on those other sort of dating shows. And not only does he have that fan base, but he's international.
Yeah,
he's an international fan base. So I don't
Yeah.
know like how voting works in, if you live in a different country or whatever the case may be, if you can even do that, I don't know. But I mean, he has a fan base. He
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
So Mauricio went home, Mauricio and Emma. I would have rather seen Mauricio for one more week and then like Harry go home, seen Mauricio for one more week, Mauricio go home. Now that we're getting down to the end, I think this is what I would like to see happen.
See, I disagree. I think Harry should have gone home.
Yeah.
Then next week, Allison should have gone home. And then the week after that, Mauricio should go home. The week after that, Barry should go home.
Interesting.
That's how I would do it personally.
Yeah.
Even though I love Allison and she's so sweet. But no, that's a lie. Harry and then Mauricio, because Allison's such a hard worker
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
okay,
I
I
think-
switched up, but who knows? Allison has such a big fan base.
She does, but she's been in the bottom like for the past 3 weeks. Well, we don't know if she's in the bottom. That's the thing. But
Yeah, they could just be putting her there.
I have to assume that she's been in the bottom because she has been the final to be called in the final 3.
Yeah.
What is happening with my fingers? I can't.
3, my lord.
3. She's been in the final 3 for the past couple of weeks now, which makes me think that she is in the bottom 2.
Yeah.
But it could all be hearsay, whatever. But I think now that we're getting down to like the nitty gritty, Harry should have gone home. Or now that Mauricio's gone home, Harry needs to go home next week. And then Allison needs to go home. And then honestly, I would rather see Lele at this point go home and then Barry go home.
Yeah.
And then we're down to Charity, Jason, Ariana, and Sochi, which would be your top 4, which I'm going to just go out and say right now that's going to be the top 4.
Yeah.
Get rid of Charity, bye. And then you have Jason, Ariana, and Sochi.
Yeah.
And sort of leaning towards Sochi for a win here.
Yeah, me too.
But if any of those 3 won, I would be happy.
I wouldn't be mad. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad.
So
yeah,
I'm excited. I would have rather Harry gone home and seen Mauricio one more week, but it is what it is.
And I hope even though I think Harry should go home next week, I'm really hoping he has a good dance.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I want him to leave feeling good about
I agree.
being on the show, because I'm sure it's so hard and, to use Bachelor terms, vulnerable for the journey you are taking.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of him for even getting out there and doing it, and for getting through, those comments. I am sure people are super mean out there. But once again, like we said, it's hard, because when is it the truth is mean, and when do you have hate behind your comments? Like, I feel like we don't have hate behind our comments, but he could still take the comments personally, because we are saying a lot of the things that these people on the internet are saying.
Riley is dancing around him. That is fact. That is literal fact. End of story.
But I don't feel like there's any hate behind it. It's just factual, where some of these people on the internet can just be so cruel.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you fucking suck, you die, or whatever that one comment said. And I'm like, God damn, nobody sucks that bad. Jesus.
Seriously, good Lord. Like, at the end of the day, we're just having some fun here.
It's just a competition.
Yeah.
Go see the finale of.
I'm so freaking excited.
Me too. All right. I got to apply for it. I got to go apply for it right now.
Apply for it. I just typed in, because the link, the website they were giving me, wasn't taking me there. So I just typed in Wish and Dancing with the Star contest, and it took me right to the website. And literally all you have to do is enter in your name, your email address, and your phone number, and enter. There's none of this get extra thing. So I think it is going to be a fair, just luck of the draw thing. Because you know how some of those are like, spend $4,000 and get 5 million entries.
Yeah, I
I
know.
was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Oh my
So-
God. Okay, I'm gonna go do it right now.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Love you.
Love you too. See you next
Bye.
week. Bye.
Eggs and bacon.